Beast doesn't know how to mix vocals, and he's flat out broke. He spends countless hours on YouTube searching for the best vocal preset. Ooh, it's gotta be here somewhere! But he never finds one that fits his voice. Eventually, he gives up and buys one from a website for $40. Apollo, the god of poetry, has known how to mix his vocals since 800 BC, forging the perfect vocal preset under the FL Studio tree. So when it got burnt down and all the knowledge was lost, he could teach it to future generations to come. I remember when I first tried to start mixing, it took me about 3 weeks in December to try and do it. So in this video, you're going to get a full mixing guide and also a guide on how to get so good at it that it comes to you like second nature. So in this, we're basically going to be creating a preset. Now, what is a preset? So it's a bunch of settings that are basically preset for you, so then you can make your vocals sound awesome. By the way, if you're ready to lock in on your music career, but just feel really stuck at the moment, I get you. It can be really hard to figure out how to make this stupid program work and actually get back on track to chase your dreams. So I've got a full guide on how to break through mental blocks, make songs that you're finally proud of, and actually start posting on social media and building a fan base that like your music. So if you've been procrastinating a lot and want some sort of like self-improvement-y ex-music artist guide to get you back on track and actually take action, then I would highly suggest clicking the top link in the description and watching the first video that comes up. I won't bother you for the rest of the video. I hope you enjoy it though. Okay, so recording in your bedroom is pretty hard. You've got a lot of reflective surfaces like the bed, your walls, everything is reflective. So there are two solutions for this. Either A, acoustically treat your room, put like soundproofing everywhere, maybe make your entire room a closet, do whatever. Or B, we can cut out all of the background noise in your vocals, so when the volume in your microphone drops past a certain amount, it will just cut the noise. And we're going to do that by using a noise gate. So what we're going to be doing firstly is we're going to be adding a Fruity limiter to our vocal chain and then setting it on the noise gate preset. And then after we've done that, you will see this knob on the side called the threshold. Now this is the amount of volume it takes for the effect to start kicking in. So if it was really high, you wouldn't hear anything because it's cutting out everything. But if it's really low, then it will only cut out the background noise. So we want to keep it as low as possible. But you've got to be careful, because if you turn it up a bit too high, then your voice is going to sound like this. So now from going something that sounds like this
I don't make a move, yeah, I don't even see. I was waiting for her. She waited
to sounding
on
like
me.
this,
I don't make a move, yeah, I don't even see. I was waiting for her. She waited on me.
it's a pretty good thing. Now step 2 is EQ. So essentially there are parts of our voice that sound good and don't sound good. So we want to boost the bits that sound good and basically remove the bits that don't sound good. Okay, and a lot of people think EQ is very complex, but it's actually really simple. You've basically got 7 frequencies, and with these we're going to boost the frequencies that sound good and we're going to reduce the frequencies that sound bad. For the first knob, we're basically going to take it and create a little curve with it, and what that's going to do is it's going to reduce the muddiness in the vocal, so that then it doesn't sound as bassy anymore. So then it won't clash with the bass frequencies that the beat might have or the 808s might have. But you need to make sure that you don't like curve it too much, or else you're going to end up sounding really tinny. At the other end of the spectrum, for the 7, you basically want to boost it up to the 5, so that then it accentuates the higher frequencies. And when you do that, it sounds sick. Watch.
I don't make a move, yeah, I don't even see. I was waiting for her. She waited on me.
So now after we've done that, what do we do with frequencies 2 to 6? Well, essentially what you want to do is you want to sweep around for boxy frequencies, like hover above it and use like a little scroller wheel thing to then make it really narrow and then bring it upwards. And then after you've done that, you're basically going to play the vocal by itself, and you're going to sort of like do this with the mouse until you hear something that sounds a bit like this.
I've been scared, now I'm wiser and older.
And then you're going to bring it down slightly.
Confident, bold.
And then we're going to repeat that up until the 6th frequency.
Bold now, next time I see you I'll call ya by your name. I ain't gonna play no games. I'll tell you straight that it's not gonna be the same. I wanna be more than we are. You're thinking the same. Now there is no more reason for us to wait.
And now after we've done that, we basically want to do that again. So we will duplicate the Fruity parametric EQ 2 and then do the entire process again. So curve, the other curve, and then the sweeping round of frequencies, and then the dropping of them. And this process is basically called notch filtering. You're essentially just taking the bad frequencies and cutting them out. And now your vocals should have just a bit of a cleaner sound. So like this.
I don't make a move, yeah, I don't even see. I was waiting for her. She waited on me. Hold up, wait a minute. All I love.
Step 3 is the compressor. Basically, we want to increase the volume of the vocal without it clipping, basically distorting, because that sounds really bad to some people. So that's where a compressor comes in. It basically takes the loudest part of the vocals and the quietest part of the vocals, squishes them, so then you can raise the volume evenly without anything clipping. And there are 3 main settings that we need to adjust. 1, the threshold. This is basically the volume level at which the compressor will activate. 2, the ratio, so it's how much the compressor squashes the audio when the threshold kicks in. And 3 is the gain. It's basically the volume adjustment made after the threshold and the ratio is applied. So if you go to the mixer, you'll basically see this like numbered bar, and if you play back the vocal, you'll see that the volume goes up to a certain amount. Now we want to translate that into negative values. So say for instance, if it was hovering at around 18, you'd set it to -18. And now for the ratio, I recommend somewhere in the region between 4 and 8. Because if you turn the compressor all the way over, you're gonna lose that naturalness in the vocal. You're gonna lose the volume that it once had. And for the gain, I'd say it's up to you. I'd recommend from somewhere in the region from about 0 to 3, but it's up to you. Just do what sounds good. And now your vocal should have gone from this.
I don't make a move, yeah, I don't even see. I was waiting for her, she waited on me.
To sounding like this.
I don't make a move, yeah, I don't even see. I was waiting for her, she waited on me.
Now for step 4, we need to remove all of the sibilants in the vocal, because sibilants can be really hard on the ears. So if you have someone saying slithery snake slided in the skittle or whatever, and you have that too much, it all just cuts through the eardrums, and I don't know, it just sounds terrible. To remove that, basically what we're going to do is we're going to add a de-esser. So we're going to add the Maximus plugin and literally just put it on the de-esser preset. And now that we've done all this dynamic processing, we basically want to enhance the vocal, so we want to make it sound a lot better. So we basically need a plugin that enhances clarity, warmth and punch all at the same time. Introducing the Soundgoodizer. Now what's it do? Oh, it makes it sound good. Nobody actually explains what this does, so I'm gonna do it quickly. It's basically compression and saturation combined together. So you've got more compression of the vocal to make it sound a bit louder, and then you've got the saturation added on top of that, which gives it a nice distorted feel. And sometimes distortion, like saturation, can increase the clarity of the vocal. So what I recommend on this is either the A preset if you're doing more rap, drill type stuff, or the C preset if you're doing more singing type stuff. And this makes a massive difference, because now your vocal is gonna go from sounding like this, a boring vocal,
I don't make a move, yeah, I don't even see. I was waiting for her,
to sounding like this.
she waited on me. Hold up, wait a minute. All our love is finished, cause I didn't make a move. Left it too late, waiting for you. Left it to fate, and I admit,
and that's such a tremendous difference. But now that we've boosted a bunch of parts in the vocal, there are going to be like subtle imperfections in the vocal that we want to mask. So for step 6, we're going to add a fruity reverb too. So reverb makes the vocal sound like it's in a room, and it gives it a lot more space. And just like the previous plugin, it makes it sound good. So essentially you just want to add it on the default preset, and then on the channel you'll have these other grey knobs, and you just want to twist it back to around quarter way and just fiddle around with it until it sounds good. And to further simulate the space, we need to give the vocal some echo, so that's where delay comes in. Basically you want to put the fruity delay 3 to the ping pong preset, so that then the echo goes left and right and it sounds really really cool. And then you adjust the time to about halfway, and now with these two things combined, the vocal should have gone from sounding like this,
I don't make a move, yeah, I don't even see,
to sounding like this.
I don't make a move, yeah, I don't even see. I was waiting for her, she waited on me. Hold up, wait a minute. All our love is finished, cause I didn't make a move. Left it too late, waiting for you. Left it to fate, and I admit I made that mistake.
Right then people, all the people with short attention spans have clicked off, so now it's time for the unfiltered section. Now welcome to part 2, where I'm going to be explaining how to actually practice this properly and how to get so good at it that you don't need to think about it anymore. So in the best case scenario, your brain needs about 18 days to make something a habit, and once it becomes a habit, you will be so far ahead of everyone else. So this is my 4-step method in order to become a god at mixing. So the first thing is mix vocals first thing in the morning when your brain's the freshest. Find a vocal online, like type in an artist's name, then raw vocals after it, so it could be Juice WRLD raw vocals. Step 3 is to mix as many of these as possible. And 4 is to keep it on a habit tracker. You can basically just take a piece of paper, make a little like grid with boxes, and then just stick it up on your wall somewhere. Imagine you could create like your own XP bar, but in real life. So to get really good at talking on camera, what I did is I stuck a piece of paper up on my wall with like level 1 at the start of the bar and level 50 at the end of the bar. And for every day that I completed this habit of speaking on camera, I would tick it off, and I would feel so good because it's like I'm programming my brain with something that was already familiar to it. And there are a lot of people that are going to watch this tutorial, but not many will succeed. I know you'll succeed because you've watched the full tutorial. Yeah, props to you. Bro, I know that sounds so cliche, but I genuinely want that for the both of us. So there's a Discord community linked below for people like us, basically helping people make music and all that stuff. So if you want it, it's down there. Keep working hard, and I will see you at the top.
Henry mixes his own vocals, but when he shows his friends, they just burst out laughing, and he finally crashes out. Lunging at the first person, he bares his claws and gouges their eyes out. The second and third try to run, but there's no escape from the demons inside. They've taken control, and nobody can stop him. Apollo can mix vocals perfectly, and no matter the mic, he sounds professional. And he sees what Henry's doing. I must act fast. With a roar, he enters the Maximus form and knocks Henry out with one flick. Well done, Apollo. This is why you're the best. I remember trying to mix vocals, bro. It was the hardest thing ever. Imagine you go into a YouTube tutorial and all of them are basically just gibberish. Then you look down into the comments and it's like, my god, the amount of people which would go, oh, this is wrong, and oh, that's wrong, utterly confused me. And so, how do you actually mix your vocals? Well, the short answer is there's no one way to do it. You've literally just got to copy people and then see what works for you. But for now, I can guarantee you that this is the best mixing tutorials for guys like us. So if you literally just turn your brain off and follow along to the video, your vocals will sound 99.9% better. But I gotta warn you, this tutorial goes really in depth, so you're gonna wanna grab a notepad, a pen, and a water bottle because it's about to get freaking mind-blowing. By the way, before we start, I have an online community where I help artists sound better and then gain social media traction. So if you want me to personally help you get better, check the top link in the description. But without further ado, let's get back to the video. Alright, let's talk about capture. I used to be obsessed with mixing vocals, but the thing was that there was something that I wasn't prioritizing. And I know what you're thinking, like, wait, there's something before mixing? And yeah, it is. It's called capture. This is the thing that you absolutely need to prioritize, because if you have a bad capture, it limits what you can do with the mixing. Make sure you're like a hand's distance away from your mic when you record. You don't want your voice to sound really, really, really boomy unless if you're talking in a podcast or whatever. So what I'd suggest is literally just like do like the telephone gesture and then sort of like put that to your mouth and then just like make that the distance you are away from the microphone. And what this is going to do is it's going to ensure that the mic doesn't pick up the little disgusting details of your voice like that and all the fucking saliva and all that stuff, because that just sounds bad. And make sure when you rap into the mic, you set the gain so then you're hitting the -6 dB. Like so around here. This makes sure that the vocal is loud enough but not peaking at the same time. And the final thing is soundproofing over your mic. If you're anything like me, you have a bedroom, a laptop, a microphone and some headphones, and that's literally about it. You don't have any mattresses on the walls, any fancy foaming or anything like that, because you want to just keep your room how it is. And so there's this thing called a Sub-Zero ISO ball, or like a soundproof ball that you can put over your microphone. And what this is going to do is it's going to block out pretty much all the other background noise and only focus on what's coming through the front. A lot of these also come with a pop filter, so that's really good as well. It just makes things a lot simpler. And for the polar pattern of your mic, literally, bro, just set it to cardioid, because then that's basically going to do the same thing and it's only going to capture sound from the front. Again, if this sounds too complex, I do cover all of this in my community, so you can literally come in, ask me whatever, etc. But without further ado, let's actually get into the mixing. Here is our raw vocal.
Party, don't know what to do next. Need a test when I'm with Insta. I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest.
Absolute fire. So the first step would be automation. So pros do this, but I think it's a bit boring and a bit not fun. So I personally don't do it. You can do it if you want to. There's a tutorial by the Mix Elite called How to Mix Vocals with Only Stock Plugins, and it will literally teach you everything about that. So yeah, we're literally just gonna completely skip over that, and we're gonna go on to the second step, which is removing clicks and unnecessary breaths. So if we go to the vocal here, you're gonna hear things like clicks and stuff like that throughout your recording. it will sound like this.
Next.
Yeah, so little sounds like this, you're gonna wanna just chop out. You can literally just take this tool here and just like do that until the vocal starts, and yeah, that's basically about it. You go around all the different vocals and just do that. So even if there's like a little click here or whatever, you just like remove that like that. All right, now let's move on to the fun stuff, which is the actual mixing. So you're gonna wanna like double click all of your vocals and then route them to a channel. So you can go like double click here, and then you'll see that they're routed to track 6, at least currently for me. For you, they might be 5, 7, or whatever. They could even be like 0. Assign all of these to like any track you want, and then go to that channel using the mixer. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come up here and add a fruity limiter. You see this noise gate thing here? Turn the gain all the way down, and then turn the threshold literally just like a tiny bit up. And what this is gonna do is it's going to cut the noise below the threshold, which means that stuff like hiss and background noise will just be completely eliminated. Yeah, so you'll want to basically just play the vocal and play around with the threshold now.
Yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta. I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest. I'm too busy trying to level up on my moveset, trying to go further, but I don't just check.
That's too much.
When they say who's next, and that's facts. I don't need to prove check. The numbers they keep going up. I ain't through yet. Yeah, I ain't feeling bad, but I want more. Repeat like encore. I'm inside these 4 walls, but I feel I need to get out more.
Alright, so that's good. Next, we want to add a EQ, a Fruity Parametric EQ2. You want to come up here, set it to a a high pass filter, and then go here, adjust the steepness a little bit, and turn this like monitor thing off completely, because we want to train our ears. We don't want to use the visual graph. And then essentially what we do is we just like go all the way up until it sounds really thin, and then we slowly dial it back until it doesn't sound thin anymore. So you want to find that fine balance between cutting out all of the low end rumble here and making it super thin. Usually it's going to be around 100 hertz, I'm just saying. But yeah, so we're going to play our vocal and just see when it goes thin and then dial it back.
Yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta. I need a blue check.
So that's way too thin. You never go this high.
I'm too busy trying to level up on my moveset, trying to go further, but I don't just mean music. They know it's me when they say who's next, and that's facts.
And as you can see already, the vocal sounds a lot brighter. This is literally a before and after. Before.
Yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta. I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest.
After.
I'm too busy trying to level up on my moveset, trying to go further, but I don't just mean music.
The difference is minute, but it makes a lot of difference. It can also help reduce stuff like P sounds, plosives. Okay, and then literally after this, you're just gonna wanna reduce the 2 a tiny bit, like that much, and then that's literally it. Oh yeah, and reduce this a tiny bit too, so then it looks like this. By the way, in this case, I'm not covering auto-tune. I'm gonna do a completely separate video on that. Anyways, next, we're gonna add a compressor to the vocal. We're gonna go here, Fruity Limiter again. So we're gonna go to the compressor feature, and then we're just gonna play the vocal.
Yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta. I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest.
And then we're basically gonna pause it and look for the lowest peaks. And these are basically gonna be the quietest words. So what we wanna do is we wanna set the threshold to about where the quietest words are. So I think it's around here. A lot of the time you can also look at this little sidebar here, and it will tell you what the threshold should be. So say for instance, if we play the vocal again.
Yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on
Right,
Insta.
it's around -15, so we'll literally just go to -15 here. And as you can see, it hit a lot of the quiet words. So the compressor is also going to activate really early now. So now it will compress the quiet parts to be louder and the louder parts to be quieter, and it will just make the waveform a lot more even. Set the ratio to literally 5, and then if you want more compression on the vocal, you can even go up to 20, but I would not do that if I were you. It just depends on what kind of effect you're trying to give the vocal. So yeah, let's do that now.
Yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta. I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest. I'm too busy trying to level up on my moveset, trying to go further, but I don't just mean music.
I agree. And then after that, we're literally just going to set the attack from somewhere between 15 milliseconds to 30 milliseconds. We don't want it absolutely too fast, because then the vocal's going to be way too compressed. So we're going to play it.
Yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta. I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest. I'm too busy trying to level up on my moveset.
Yeah, and then you can literally just play around with what sounds better.
Hey, yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta, I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest. I'm too busy trying to level up on my moveset.
Alright, we can literally keep the release exactly the same. And for the makeup gain, I wouldn't even adjust that right now. Only adjust that when that's below the beat. So we can literally just play it with the beat and see if it sounds loud enough.
Hey, yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta, I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest. I'm too busy trying to level up on my moveset. Trying to go further, but I don't just mean music.
And with the makeup gain, we literally just want it so then this bar here, like this little wavy bar here, is slightly above the beat.
Hey, yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test
like,
when
this
I'm on
is too
Insta,
much.
I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest. I'm too busy trying to level up on my moveset. Trying to go further, but I don't just mean music.
So for me, I literally did a 6 dB gain there. So next we want to add a de-esser to our vocal. So we go here and we go to Maximus. We want to basically listen to our vocal in solo again. And yeah, we're going to just listen and see if the vocal has any harsh S sounds. So like S. This is called sibilance.
Hey, yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta, I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest. I'm too busy trying to level up.
So it's kind of harsh. So what we want to do is we want to go to bands, take this and just move it to around 6K. And then once we do that, you literally just want to compress the high end a little bit. So then it's going to compress the peaky S sounds. So you literally do this.
Hey, yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta, I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest. I'm too busy trying to level up on my moveset. Trying to go further, but I don't just mean music.
And if you sort of see here, it's really tamed those harsh S sounds. But if you're finding this really complicated already, you can just go to presets and then just go to narrow band or split band, and then I'm sure that will do the job for you. And then obviously you can adjust the this bit to where the S's actually are. Alright, so the next plugin is probably my favorite. It is the Sound Goodizer. This is the most underrated plugin ever. It will literally make your vocals go from like noob to godly. And only do this if you want to add a warm tape saturation type distortion to your vocal. If you don't, then it's completely optional. You can literally just remove it. But yeah, for rap vocals, you'll want to select the A preset if you're rapping or the C preset if you're singing, and then literally just leave it quarter way. And it's literally a night and day difference. Watch. So here's it before.
Hey, yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta, I need a blue check.
Here's after.
While you rest, I'm too busy trying to level up on my moveset. Trying to go further, but I don't just mean music.
And then the Sound Goodizer is probably going to make the vocal a bunch louder and a bunch thicker as well. So you can literally just turn it down here.
Hey, yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta, I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest. I'm too busy trying to level up on my moveset. Trying to go further, but I don't just mean music.
Now the last and final step is reverb. Now I'm going to say everybody gets this wrong. So I'm literally going to teach you the way to do reverb, the right way to do reverb. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to go to slot 7, not slot 6. And we're just going to add some reverb to just see what it does to the vocal firstly. Right, so we got this and we'll put the size to 100 and it will absolutely ruin the vocal. Watch.
Hey, yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta, I need a blue check.
Like, we don't want the vocal to sound like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to sidechain it. We're going to sidechain the wet to the dry signal, if that makes sense. So what we can do is we can go to slot 6, more plugins, then Fruity Peak Controller like here, but a boom like that, and then we go back to the reverb, right click on the wet, go to link to controller, then internal controller, peak, and then mapping formula inverted, and then we just go accept, and now it should sound like this.
Hey, yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta.
So you're basically seeing that when the vocal sort of like disappears, the vocal then comes in. If you found this way too complex, you can literally discard reverb entirely because you don't need reverb to have a good vocal. The main settings for this is bass halfway, tension a little bit, and then just play with the decay and volume a little bit.
Hey, yeah, party, don't know what to do next. New test when I'm on Insta, I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest. I'm too busy trying to level up on my moveset. Trying to go further, but I don't just mean music. They know it's me when they say, who's next? And that's facts. I don't need to prove check. The numbers, they keep going up. I ain't through yet. Yeah, I ain't feeling bad, but I want more. Repeat like encore.
Yeah, these are the best settings. Bass halfway, volume a bit up, tension a bit up, and decay a bit down. This is a before and after on the entire vocal preset.
Hey, yeah, party, don't know what to do next. Need test when I'm on Insta. I need a blue check. I'm working while you rest. I'm too busy trying to level up my moveset. Trying to go further, but I don't just mean music. They know it's me when they say, who's next? And that's facts. I don't need to prove check. The numbers, they keep going up. I ain't through yet. Yeah, I ain't feeling bad, but I want more. Repeat like encore. I'm inside these four walls, but I feel I need to get out more. It's my turn, it's my draw. I'm coming back like withdrawal to the dance floor with a glass more of what the people ask for. And the girl give me a glance. If she doing nothing about it, I think she in a trance. If you're doing nothing about it in any circumstance, just loosen your legs and dance.
Yo, that is freaking sick. And now, if you want to save that as a preset, then you literally just go to there, you like right click this, go file, save mixer track state as. I'm literally just going to call this a, I don't know, like Heroic Dragon Pro preset. And then I'll give it away free in my community. But this is only the beginning, because there is an enemy lurking around the corner that could basically kill your dreams forever. And you know what it is? It's mediocrity, complacency, thinking, oh, life's gonna be fine, and waiting for the future to happen to you, because I'm gonna tell you something. This world is harsh and it won't hesitate to destroy you if you give it the opportunity. Stats show that 90% of artists don't actually make it, and then they have to live their lives like slaves after that. Slaves to the system, slaves to the 9 to 5, whatever. And I don't want that for you, so I want you to remember this phrase over and over again, and it's this. I don't want to be normal. Simple. Anytime you find yourself falling back into the modern day traps like Instagram or TikTok, literally think to yourself, I don't want to be normal, I don't want to be normal, I don't want to be normal. Throw your phone downstairs and open FL Studio to make something. And I guarantee you that if you remind yourself of this every day, you will make it. I'm sorry, bro. You didn't stumble across an ordinary video. This is the fight of our lives, for our dreams, for our future families. And I can guarantee you that there is another person like you watching this that will take action too. And eventually, when you're successful, you two will probably meet or collab. And this is our movement. This is a movement of underground artists, and we're not going to give up so easily. So with that being said, keep working hard, and I'll see you at the top. Goodbye. By the way, if you want me to help you make better music, check the top link in the description.